thing as last time, and switch the mic over to Ryen.
Yes. I gotta have some snacks.
Hey. Oh, that was good this one. Birdie!
Can I have some snacks?
You got a snack?
I never got any.
Oh, there was still a bunch in the...
Oh, I see. I thought you just had them all. Yes, yes, I understand that you desperately want some treats.
You're doing a good job not getting in there. I say, and then you get in there. Just go and grab that thing, pull them all right out.
Gonna give it a try.
That was cool.
That was a really good move, Gertie. Do that again.
It's just like, what?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, honey.
Gertie, I'll take it.
Maud.
You want to come with me?
Yes. Mister. Yes.
Howdy, everybody. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Clicking with Everybody.
Woo.
Clicking with the Divas, Clicking with Mackenzie. I'm Mackenzie. This is Gertie. Over here we have Michal and Maud. And we're just going to do, I think, what will be our last episode on pandemic puppies today, where we just wrap things up a little bit and talk, have some final thoughts on default behaviors, which is, I think, something really helpful to think about when we start thinking about, you know, if we got a puppy during the pandemic and what their kind of default behavior is, and if that's the behavior we want to be seeing later on. I want to do some work on just what I like, just talking about what good defaults are and what they look like. But before I do that, let's just demonstrate what a few default behaviors are.
Stop.
So the default behavior, all that means is the behavior the animal is most likely to offer in any given situation when what they think they're supposed to do. So we try and take judgment out of it.
What else can you do?
We don't try and say, oh, that animal is doing that because of X, Y, and Z. We just try and observe what the behavior is and why, and then we can work on either changing it to a different behavior or reinforcing it so that it becomes generalized and more likely to be the behavior we want to see. So when I'm walking, Gertie's default behavior is to hang pretty tight. She's waiting for the next cool thing to do. And it's that way, not because she was just born innately to walk beside me like this, but because I've differentially reinforced this behavior, and it's become the behavior she's most likely to offer beside me in this context. Now,
what else can you do?
We want to generalize the behaviors that we want from our animals in all sorts of contexts.
What else can you do?
And we want to reinforce the behaviors we want, and we want to make sure that the behaviors we don't want aren't getting reinforced. So, a good default behavior we want to introduce to new places, new contexts, have repeated. A default behavior that is something that is potentially dangerous for the animal or ourselves, we don't want to do that. So I like this behavior of hanging out with me, paying attention, because most of our time together is spent working on novel behaviors and training. But there are contexts in which I could say that it's annoying. If Gertie lived in my house with me and followed me around everywhere, never left my side, I might get annoyed by it at some point, and I might want a different default behavior. So we don't need to concern ourselves with, is the behavior good, bad, does it mean theoretically 12,000 things? Simply observing the behavior and thinking about what reinforcement ratios got us to that point can also change those behaviors and get us somewhere else. So with our puppies, if during the pandemic they've developed habits and behaviors that we don't think are going to serve them well later on in the world, we want to come up with strategies to reinforce alternative behaviors.
What else can you do?
I could change this behavior to whenever I show up, she goes and stands in a stall if I wanted to, right?
What else can you do?
And I'd have to do a lot of training on that because I've already trained a lot of this behavior. Yeah. And now you're just a really good off-lead follower, and you got cool
What else
dance
can you do?
moves like back up, spins, touch. So, how do I get the novel behaviors? Well, especially for our default behaviors, eventually we want these behaviors to become just the behavior that is most often demonstrated in all sorts of different contexts. But the first thing is, we got to get to behavior. So if your pandemic puppy isn't offering it already, you need to start there with just getting them to offer it at all.
What else
And then
can
we
you
need
do?
to train it in more and more new contexts. So I might take this default walk,
What else can you do?
and I trained it by marking, reinforcing away.
What else can you do?
And then early on, it was just like as soon as she gets back to the right
What else
position,
can you
mark,
do?
reinforce away.
Try again.
So that she can learn what that position is. But then eventually, I built it all the way up to walk with me
What else can you do?
for a pretty long period of time. I could probably get away with much longer than what I've been reinforcing right here because it's worked out for her. And then if I want to take it
else
to a
can
new
you
place,
do?
so it's more likely that when she gets to new places, it's repeated. I just do that, and if it's in my first time there, I start all the way back over,
What else can you
especially
do?
for the first several times. So,
Off.
or if there's a distraction, I start all the way back over. Until we've done it several times and we have reliable
can you
behavior.
do?
And pretty soon,
Off.
that will become her default behavior in all novel contexts. So, we haven't worked on it as much over here, so she doesn't fall quite as well. So I might have to up my reinforcement ratio and reteach. We haven't worked on it as much going
Off.
over logs. So, can she find her way back to this position when there's logs involved in a novel
What else can you do?
context? If she can't, I just make the game easier and reinforce it. But as we're taking our pandemic dogs out into the world, we want to
else can
think
you do?
like, what behaviors are they practicing? What's becoming their default? Is it being afraid of things? Is it being too excited about things? Is it being fearful
What else
of
can
things?
you do?
And if the behaviors are not serving them, or potentially dangerous to others, or just maybe generally not what we want to see in them in the future, you need to back up, work on getting the behavior
Sorry.
predictably, and then generalize it so
What
that
else
it
can you
becomes
do?
the default behavior. If something really random happens, like so this behavior's default enough in this context
else
that
can
if I
you do?
start jogging, she still wants to stick with me. So that's what I mean by default behaviors. And then I think what we'll practice for puppy training today is just working on focus and attention. So this nice, like, leading good with us. You want to back it up?
What else
What
can you
looking
do?
at? You thinking hard? And then also relaxation as a default behavior too. So those are two pretty simple things. But
What else can you do?
oh, hi. Mouthing has for a long time. Thanks for reminding me of that. Been a default behavior for her. But with me,
What
I've
else can you do?
differentially reinforced away from it. So it's very much not nearly the sort of default behavior it used to be.
What else can
And
you
like,
do?
I might get one investigative little. Nice, that was cool. She's offering the relaxing behavior, so I'm looking for head down from her more often.
What else can you do?
Well, fake it till you make it into relaxation. But instead of getting frustrated and mouthing me, she's offering heads down, which is awesome. Huh, you're doing really good. Do you mind taking over with these guys and I'll go do some puppy
Sure.
training? Would you like a can of carrots
Sure.
and other goodies? I'll give you some cover.
Ideal.
Thank you.
Sure. We could go together.
Nice. I have a mic for you. If you want to like get a good behavior from him and then send him to say hi to me, I could do a little demonstration with him. Is that okay with you? Whenever you're ready. Hello. Good, say hi. Good. Sit. Oh my gosh, that was great. We got one jump up, but that's way better than we've had. Nice. We went right to a settle that time. That was awesome. Good job. Oh, I know, it's really hard, but you're doing so good. Boy, if you took the video from last week and then you put it to the video this week, we'd be so impressed right now. Sit. Oh, you got it. You did the trick. Sit. Let's go. Right here. You're caught. I got you. All right, so, oh no, you all were probably training.
A little bit, yeah.
So, I thought today we'd work on just default behaviors. Sit. If you missed it, default behavior is the behavior that... Oh, okay, sorry. Thank you.
Is my mic on, Ashley? Oh, here.
Sorry, everybody. Sit. Settle. Nailed it. Default behavior is the behavior that an animal offers without knowing what else to do. So right now we're kind of vacillating between settle and a little jump up, attack the hand, like get attention behavior. But we're offering settle, right? And settle is working, right? And so we're starting to switch from this behavior. Sit. Yeah, that's kind of a wild guy. So let's go. Good. To a default settle behavior. I'm going to pass him back to you.
Okay.
And then you're going to want to click rapid and fast as I go get more treats because I screwed up and didn't get enough. Good. You can play look at that with me. So as soon as he looks at me, just click and treat. So we're seeing kind of like a start and a shift from a default behavior of excitement, saying hi, like just a really natural puppy thing to do, especially for a puppy who maybe didn't get as much like calm interaction with new people. And I'm also very big and difficult distraction because every time I show up, exciting, fun things happen and really good treats show up too. So see if you can call him back. And if you want to send him back over once he gives you some attention, that would be awesome.
Okay. Hudson.
Yep, that's great. Any little attention to you is like ready for the environmental reward.
Yeah, so what he does is he'll like lay down and then when I get a little bit of slack, then he goes and lays down again.
Just wait for him, and as soon as he gives you any sort of attention, you can click and then put a treat like right next to his nose. And you're just gonna try and like get his attention right away. And this is actually a great game to start building this default even more because he's giving us a kind of relax, but he's not giving us focus.
Yeah.
And focus is the other thing I wanted to talk about anyway, so this is perfect. So I'm getting the focus because I got hot dogs and novelty and all sorts of other stuff. And he's trying out his excitement behavior. But just try and be like, you don't have to say his name because he's kind of too focused on me. But you could just be like, yeah, that's great. And click treat because he's not focusing on me. This is where you want to just like really rapid fire any other behavior. And you got that focus. And now that you got, as soon as he looks back at you, you can say, okay, go say hi.
Go say hi.
There we go. Sweet. That was a bad click on my part. All right, so, dude, you jumped before I even clicked. Sit. I owe you one, but let's see if we can get a few more down before that. I'm using jackpot as a way to give myself a moment. All right, so when we're working on that focus, calm down. There we go. I got plenty of focus with him. So actually what I'm going to do is work a little bit on calm behaviors and see if I can capture these. Sit. Oh, sit. Here it is. It's like release. So a marker can be a release. I just got to train for a second here before I try and train and talk. And I think that's my problem right now is I'm doing too much. You know, he needs me to be faster than I've been. Okay, so that's sit, settle. It's this one. I'll help you out here. Here you go. Take it. I'm just going to play a little relaxed, get excited. I think it'll help a lot with this. Get it.
Okay.
Up. There we go. Because he wants to have that kind of emotional release of excited. And if I'm doing this right, what we'll start seeing is this default behavior. A calmer behavior will start to build. Up. Get excited. There we go. That's more on the side of it that I want to be. There you go. So, we're starting to build into a default behavior of a settle down, right?
Yeah.
And the excitement is coming more when I initiate it rather than I'm ready for my next treat. I don't know what else to do. But with me right now, he needs a high rate of reinforcement to build that behavior up. Get excited! I also am going to try and help him not actually make physical contact with me. Nice. So, settled into it. I got ahead of the behavior chain, right? Where I'm initiating it now. Stacking my way to reinforcement on the default behavior I want to see. That's not the one. Settle. Oh, you got me. Go get it.
Yeah, so we've been working on settle, but we started out
Get
using
excited.
a mat.
Uh-huh.
And now it's like without the mat, he's so confused. Like if I brought the mat out, then it's like, oh, I aligned
Yeah,
the
so you
mat.
need to transfer it a little bit.
Yeah, how do I start to do that?
Yeah, I can demo that in just a second, but I want to do a little bit more with relax, get excited.
Okay.
I like that he's just kind of falling into it more readily. And I know we're just kind of like, he's suffering from my, yeah, I almost got you. From me having like, being a little bit sweet. That's what I wanted, was just to come over, settle down. I want to catch him one more time before he amps it up.
Okay.
Okay, get excited. There, that's what I want, is like the release cue. Initiating behavior. Also, the behavior is diminishing. Settle. Yeah, a little bit more each time. I don't know if you're noticing that. It's not quite there, but I'd say this is still pretty good improvement for 1 week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not going to turn around overnight.
And
So-
you're just like the best thing ever. So he's just
Yeah, I mean, I'm a
excited
high,
with you.
yeah, I'm a very high level distraction difficulty. So any, like, that he's offering this behavior, excitement's still in the chain. It still is default, but we can get from this to the other thing being the default, right? And we don't worry too much that we're not always getting the exact chain that we want to see. Oh, settle. Oh, fighting it. Okay. So I also just want to demo one other game. So, well, I'm going to have you play that game here in a second. I'm clicking for the sit, just to walk through it one more time. Jackpotting for the set, for the down settle. Okay. And his settle's pretty, you said you were doing it with a map, but he's doing it, like right
Yeah.
now.
I think it's more just like if the mat comes out, he knows, okay, default is to settle. And then when we take away the mat, it's like, it just, yeah, he doesn't quite realize, oh, we're in.
Right, we have to transfer it away from that. So that's just playing the exact same game as we got settle with. Yeah, you ate too fast.
Oh my hot dog.
There you go. Okay, get excited. Come on. There we go. I got one. Let's see what he does. Playing the same games we played it, just without it in the same sort of context. So if you train the behavior once, you can just remove the mat, train the behavior from the beginning all over again, just without the mat.
Okay.
And then I just want to show you one game. So he's got tons of focus on me right now. And like that focus diminishes for you when I'm here as a distraction, right? And probably there's a few other things that are also like tricky to focus.
Oh, yeah.
Just hoping for, yeah, there you go. So we're still kind of escalating excitement when we are not getting ahead of the chain, which is fine. I just need to be doing a better job of reinforcing faster outside of it. And I'm just not going to worry too much. He can investigate as much as he wants. I just want like some duration on the settle. So 1, 2, rather than I had to be doing it like every second.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. And the way to do that is variable duration. So let me just demo that real quick, see if you can catch on. 1. Ooh, nice. Kind of getting our shifty butt.
Yeah.
1, 2. That was a bad toss before I clicked, but whatever. 1, 2, 3. So a little bit harder, a little bit harder. 1, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Very treat focus there, so I gotta get my hand out of that. So it's just making it harder, making it easier, making it harder, making it easier. There we go. Okay, so I think we need to just start building duration on it, like I do, and then probably you too. And then let's do some just focus work, because this is our other default. So right now, focus is really easy for him, for me, when I'm here. But he's kind of like, that's good. He got a little distracted, so I can at least demo. There we go. I'm going to throw a treat out. I'm going to just have kind of an unpredictable walking pattern. Use the nose, which is also helpful because it'll calm him down a little bit. There we go. And I'm just going to click for, because he's so focused on me, this is kind of where he needs to work right now. For just like 1 or 2 steps. Maybe if I stop and he stops, right? I'm just looking for opportunities to cue him in to focus and attend to me.
Okay.
Nice. And you can play that too, but you might need to do a lot more reinforcement. And you might, with me, it might be something more like, try and be a little bit distracting, but don't like say his name. Just like jump up and down and stuff. There we go. And like not things that you do to call him, but just like weird things.
Okay.
Yeah, he's playing that. That's awesome. Oh, cool. Yeah, do something weird. Awesome. And like this is cool too, because like he settled all the way down without jumping on me. That's great. Okay, so I think for him, those are the 2 behaviors like where the energy needs to be put is on focus and attention around distraction, especially like with me, and that calm default behavior around novel things. That was a really cool front. Where'd you go? Oh, I thought I had you. Look right here. Oh, this is just me being a bad dog trainer now. There you go. And then we can talk about Matt a little bit more. But why don't you take over and let's see if we can do a little bit of the relax, get excited game with me here.
Okay.
And you can also take some of these treats, although I'm going to take just a few. Since they're novel, so they should be a little bit more, yeah. Yeah, nice, dude. Good. You can just drop the treat. It's important to remember that he sequenced in the jump up, but just try and think of that as information. Like I screwed up a lot of times where he got the jump in before I could get into a pattern of. That's all right. There you go. Nice. Love it. Yeah, do the focus game first. Get him moving. Nice. Oh, you're getting a lot of focus. Treat away. Very good. Let's see if we get focus back to you. And just be like interesting. He's not going to get a treat from me. He's not going to get attention from me because you didn't send him. I'm going to try and do my best to keep him from jumping on me too. And you can even just come pick him up from right here. Don't worry too much about like him coming all the way back to you. Nice. There you got it. Nice. Very good. Also, pretty cool. He didn't jump on me once that whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of checked in with you, but you missed the click.
Okay.
You're going to probably have to reinforce a little bit higher, but you're doing great. So if you don't mind, I'll just say click, and then you click and throw the treat.
Okay.
Click, throw a treat. Maybe walk somewhere different. Click, throw a treat. Nice. And just walk away with purpose. You just got to find his treat. Or a bone. I don't know what he's looking for.
Deer poop, something.
Yeah. Good. You got the check-in. And that might be all you can mark and reinforce right now. You might not be up to the point where you're marking just for him being right with you. It might just be the moment he looks at you. So it's kind of like walk away with purpose, but eyes on him for the moment he kind of checks in. Try not to trip. Very nice. Yeah, that's great. That's pretty good progress. Yeah, you did a good job. I saw that.
Okay, yeah. So something amazing happened where when we're on a walk, if it was like a adult or something, he would look at me because I was trying to reinforce like other people don't matter. So he'd look at me. But if like a kid or a person was like, "Oh my gosh,"
Right.
then he'd get all crazy.
Right.
So is that just having to keep reinforcing it?
Yeah. Okay, so let's practice. Because, like, if you find a novel situation, you're getting the behavior you don't want to see. The other behavior, the excited behavior, the getting, like, worked up behavior is pretty default, right? It's going to take some practice. You want to try and set up some scenarios where you can practice it with control, right? So, like, that's asking me or somebody else to help you out. Ask them for a settle or an alternative behavior to the jump. And then see, yeah, totally. Awesome. And then just try and play a different game really quickly so he doesn't jump again. Nice. So what I'm going to do is you're just going to play lat, see if you can keep them in a default down, and I'll be slowly more and more like that scenario.
Okay.
But now he's got some ability to succeed because we're working together. So the moment he looks at me, click and treat back to you. And I'll just do a little bit more interesting stuff. Good. Very good. That's all right. Yeah, just pull him back. Very good. Nice. And he can play this game sitting or laying down. That's fine.
Okay.
And we might be asking too much with the laying down. Good.
Sorry, head.
Good. Kind of getting this.
Lots of treats in there.
Yeah, here, I'll give you this whole bag back. Good. I like how you handled that. Okay, so again, I'm just going to be more and more interesting. They're just taking it from 0 to 60, right? And we're going to take it from 0 to 10, 0 to 10, 0 to 10, and try and get some success. Okay. Oh my God, cute puppy. Click treat. Right? Anytime now, he doesn't even have to look away. Anytime I do something interesting, or if he looks at me, oh my God, what a cute puppy. So I took it too high, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine. It's just going to result in, we're just going to try and keep working with success. You can call him over. I think he'll come to you right now. Okay. You can click for looking at you even when you do that. It's like, you said cute puppy, and I know that means you're going to give me attention.
Exactly.
Right. So we'll work up to it. I took it too fast. So I took it to 60 that time. Good. Hi. Click treat. Awesome. What a cute puppy. Click treat. It's kind of fast and furious at this stage in the game. Eventually, he'll just get to the point where you don't have to do any of it. But right now, it's high rate of reinforcement. What a cute dog. Can I pet him? By the way, the answer right now is probably no if it's not somebody you can practice with. We're training. Oh my God, what a cute dog. Good. Let's see if we can take it up a little bit, and then we'll do a couple really easy ones. Cute puppy. Nice. Good.
Ooh.
Hello. Oh, hey. Very good. And maybe click treat that one, and then send him to say hi now because he's done such a good...
Go say hi.
He's like, I'll get you. Not... Yeah, you can even give him reinforcement for that. He'll get it eventually. If he's having a hard time with the go say hi without just going right over there, you can say the cue, click, drop the treat at my feet, and then just click him once he gets it.
Go say hi.
On. Good. And then like click him again because he did a great say hi. And tell him how good he did.
Good boy.
That was awesome. Because 4 feet on the floor is like an awesome go say. And oh, even just a hand target. Yeah, I'm gonna give him just a couple. Here's a couple hot dogs to throw in there. Let's do one more.
Hudson.
He's like, and there's donkeys running around. He's hearing a clicker far away. A lot of stuff. Okay, so again, I'll just start easy and then we'll build it up. The important thing is that it's not just like harder, 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 more distraction, and you're starting where you can succeed. And you'll keep seeing that he can endure more. Like he can ignore more. He's trying that. I mean, that you gotta like think of it like in 2 months. Hopefully, we're not getting that behavior nearly as much because it's already diminishing. But it's kind of in 1 week we're not going to see it totally go away.
It's also been a new behavior, so hopefully it's just a crazy puppy.
I think what it is a transitional behavior that kind of worked for him between the whole jumping up excited, where it's like, he's still got that. I mean, not to get too into it while we're training, why don't you just click treat and then drop like 5-10 treats. So right now, neurologically, he sees novel stimulus, he sees treats and excitement, and he's got a default behavior, which means literally in his brain, neurons are firing, axons are firing. There's a chemical rush of dopamine, maybe even like some excitatory stuff, you know? And like he is kind of working with all of that energy that is pumping through his system. And we're slowly rewiring that to be, I see something, and he's still got the excited part, but he's trying to build in, like the calmer part is like, he's in the fake it, and soon he'll be in the make it sort of period. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That was a very rambling way to get there.
No,
I used to have that way more polished.
I can see his brain trying.
Yeah, exactly. And this is kind of like a transition from, because it's worked kind of, like it worked with me a few times. He's like good at like, I clicked for the down, and then he's so stoked he did the right thing, and like the treat is coming, he goes up, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's a dopamine release still, and we just want it to be like calmer behaviors. Okay, so I'll be a little bit more distracting, and we'll see if we can get calmer and calmer behavior from him. But the other thing that I'm seeing in his body posture is he's starting to slip into sidewise hips, which is pretty much his like ideal level of calm, you know?
Okay.
He's like his body's not totally there, but he's getting there. Okay. Yeehaw! Good treat. Yes, very good. Oh my God, what a cute puppy. Awesome. Yeah, I could kind of tell. I need a couple small ones. Just like stomp.
Clicked wrong on that one.
Yeah, that's all right. You also get to make some click mistakes, right? Because even if you do one wrong click and you do 6 right clicks, next time you've diminished the ratio that behavior is coming out. Does that make sense? Ideally, we get up to like 10 successes and fewer failures. But it's tricky right now because he's so quick to hop out of it. Can I see your puppy? Click treat. Nice. Ooh. What a cute puppy. Awesome. Puppy. Awesome. And now we'll just do a couple small ones. What a cute puppy. What a handsome little guy. What a puppy. It's like, oh, I can click myself now. Well, let's just give him a break.
Okay. All done.
Okay, cool. So I think that's great. I like seeing that like he's moving forward. Again, the more you train and the more like default behaviors you get, eventually you introduce this in more and more novel situations, right? He gets more and more used to, I said hi to him before you released him. The more likely he's going to start offering this the same way like his default was kind of offering excitedness to novel situations. So the more you can build it around novel scenarios. You're doing awesome, man. I'm really proud of you. You're like keeping your feet on the ground. It's impressive. Yeah. Nice. The more likely that like when he gets into new situations, I jackpot that. Just click and give him like 3. See that hip roll? He couldn't even do that at the beginning of this. Last time it was like, I didn't know if we'd get there in 6 months. That's awesome. Good job, man. Okay, so that's everything I have planned for today, but let's just do a quick, now that we're kind of getting the behaviors and I can train with him, you want to just tell me like how it's been going?
Yeah. So yeah, I was really excited that he was checking in when people were coming.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So even when he was really crazy with the little kid, I was like, yeah, I get it. They're grabby and they're
Yeah, it's like 10 times harder.
Yeah.
It's like me versus, just someone he sees every day. Yes.
And then we've been working on just like having him hang around when I'm doing stuff.
Nice.
Because before, whenever we were outside, it was usually like an excited, like we're going to play or we're going to go for a walk or do something big. So now it's like, okay, just sit here and be calm while I do whatever.
Yes. Nice. And that seems to be going well? Did you get a chance to try and train just like a for fun behavior at all?
For fun.
Yes.
We tried to do some rolling over.
Oh, nice. How's that going?
He's like very stubborn about it.
Well, he might just feel really, that's a tricky behavior, yes?
Yeah.
Because like sometimes there's an emotional response involved with it, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like a prone position and he could also have like, he's in kind of a growing stage, right? Yes. Yeah. So there's the potential that it's also just uncomfortable for his body right now. Gotcha. So I wouldn't expect rollover in a week.
Yeah.
I'd expect hip turn and maybe like sideways.
And
Something
he'll
like
do
that.
about like 3 in a row, and then we're kind of done for the day.
Right. That's good.
pretty
I mean, that's
good, yeah.
pretty good. But you're getting them all the way over? Mm-hmm. Oh, nice. Well, so that's actually really good progress then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we've also been doing like, if something drops on the floor, especially in the kitchen, he waits till I
Yes.
say take it
Nice.
until he gets it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. You missed like 3. Put them all down there. You had dinner already. You're doing a really good job.
A whole feast.
Yes. That was great. I raised my voice and he settled. That was
So yeah,
cool.
as crazy as he is, I can like see little things.
Yeah, that's what you got to hold on to. And also, like, I tell people when you're trying to change, like he's kind of got this default excited to novel people and probably other stuff sometimes behavior. But when you're trying to change something that's big, it's a default behavior that's generalized at least around this area, right? And that's a lot to change. So just remember, like, it took a while to build, probably.
Yeah.
And it's going to take a little while to turn. And to see this much progress is awesome. Try and take a picture of what it was like on the hardest day where he was like so excited you couldn't get his attention and it was frustrating. And then think, like, how many of those instances do I have this week?
Yeah.
And then, like, in 2 or 3 months, think, like, how many have I had? And then you're, like, building towards it. And you can click at the wrong time. You can wait too long, like I just did, until the behavior resurfaces. And it's got a duration limit, right?
Yeah.
But you can still do it. Yeah, nice. And, like, so long as you're kind of seeing that progress, you're doing great. And the only other thing to think about, if you're not seeing it, is how do I make this more likely that he's going to succeed? And sometimes that just means higher rate of reinforcement, better treats, easier scenarios, those sorts of things. But cool. Well, that's awesome. Sit. Okay, go say hi to your mom. He's like, I wasn't expecting that. Cool. Well, if you want homework, I'd say keep trying to generalize this behavior in novel contexts. And you can even do that just by yourself by being like, I jumped. Did you lay down? I turned in a circle. Did you lay down? I turned in a circle. Are you still laying down? Right? Something like that. So the more times something different happens and laying down is the answer, the more likely it is that in the next time something different happens, child runs up screaming, right? He's going to have more possibility neurologically for laying down to be the behavior that he offers. So I just play that, and I also just challenge you to pick another fun thing. So you're doing roll over, see, and like you're doing take it when you drop something, which is really good. Maybe see if you can do just some really fun target training. You want to see that real quick, and then we'll call it a day?
Sure.
All right. So target is just, yes, touching the hand or any other thing. And it's a way to guide our animals. And eventually you can teach your dog to move through your legs or do really fancy movements and all sorts of stuff. Okay. And it starts with, yes, just having your hand out low enough where that, yes, can get to it. He's super smart. So he's either you've done it before or he's picking it up really fast. I don't know which one. And all I'm looking for, he's like expecting a treat.
Yeah, I feel like he just thinks there's a treat in there.
That's fine. All I'm looking for is a nose coming towards me. Yes, towards my hand, right? Mm-hmm. And eventually I can build it up to, yeah, you missed it. It's good too if he's looking for it actively sniffing. Mm-hmm. That's also a calming behavior for him, just so you know. So it's good to kind of let him seek it out. It's also like a little brain break. Oh, gotcha. So again, it's just nose, hand. Yes, treat away, right? And you don't want to ever, like, if he's not touching your hand, you can also just be nose coming towards your hand. Yes, but watch out for his nose is coming, you're like, it's nose to hand. And so you go, boop, right? Because that'll create an inhibition often, because I don't usually like to have somebody else bop them in the nose, right?
That makes sense.
So see if you can do a few of them. Just put your, yeah, and you just kind of be entertaining because you got me as a distraction. There you go. Yeah, there's a good one. And it's okay if he's like, just takes him a second to, yeah, that was great. We've also like asked a lot of him today. Yeah. You can build it up by doing 2 bops for 1 treat, that sort of thing. But just make sure you don't build it up too fast. And also if he offers his default behavior right now, I'd reinforce it. Down the road, I'd keep looking for the target. Okay. But why I thought of that is because have fun with it. Think about fun things you can do with it. Make it fun for yourself and him. Like, can he bop to get onto a chair? Can he bop to go around a chair? Can he bop through your legs? And then you'll have it as a second tool if a little kid comes up running.
Yeah,
Because you can
to
have your
distract
hand
him,
down,
kind of.
something else to focus on, high rate of reinforcement. Or the other distraction, right? Does it sound good? Mm-hmm. You're doing great.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Well, and thanks to everybody for tuning in today. Thanks for hanging out with us for Pandemic Puppies. We're going to take next week off. I have to go do some stuff in a different town, so I won't be able to make it. But then I think we'll be back with a whole new different thing that I haven't dreamt up yet. So we'll get there sooner or later. Thanks to all you for watching. Thanks to everybody at the ranch for helping out. Thanks to you for being a great, helpful doggy-o, demonstrating everything. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.